Halo guys, jumpa lagi. Sekarang kita mau bahas salah satu berita yang menarik juga nih. Ada salah satu pundit internasional atau pengamat bola internasional dari Amerika yang bernama reynoso ya. Ya, si Edward ini bilang atau mengatakan, he said that Indonesian team adalah the worst team in the tournament. Dia bilang tim Indonesia atau timnas Garuda ini adalah tim yang paling terburuk di turnamen AFC. Mungkin dia lihat dari catatan hasil pertandingan sebelumnya ya, dan juga dari record atau sejarah Indonesia lawan Vietnam. Jadi sebenarnya si Edward Reynoso ini nggak salah juga dia ngungkapin opininya atau pendapatnya. Tapi yang menariknya, setelah dia mengatakan hal tersebut, dia secara gentleman dia mengucapkan maaf karena semua prediksinya itu salah. Semua prediksinya si Edward Reynoso ini salah atau berantakan karena penampilan yang apik dan ciamik dari timnas Garuda waktu melawan Vietnam. Jadi mari kita dengar ucapan si Edward ini, permintaan maafnya. Karena hal ini yang patut kita tiru guys, sikap-sikap gentle dari pundit-pundit internasional aja. Setelah salah prediksi dia langsung minta maaf. Beda halnya dengan pundit kita yang satu ini yang ada di dalam negeri, tanpa gua nggak sebutkan nama ya. Lu semua udah tau lah siapa orang itu. Dia tetap aja terus nyinyir dan mencaci maki timnas Indonesia, dan pelatihnya juga dinyinyirin terus. Oke, kita simak pendapatnya si Edward ini, dan nanti gua akan gua terjemahin satu-satu dan gua minta pendapat kalian semua di video ini. Oke. Thank you guys.
Vietnam facing off against Indonesia, a game that saw Indonesia win 1-0. What a result. And if you don't mind, brother, I'd like to take a moment here to address the camera and speak to the Indonesian community, because these people are very, very passionate and proud for their team and for the players that represent their country here at this tournament. And I'd like to say something. I really would. I'd like to say something. And that's the fact that I was wrong.
Edward secara gentleman guys, dia minta maaf kepada masyarakat Indonesia bahwa dia mengakui salah karena bilang timnas Garuda adalah timnas paling jelek di turnamen ini. Dia juga sadar bahwa masyarakat Indonesia memiliki passion dan bangga sama pemain-pemainnya yang berjuang mati-matian demi timnas Garuda di kejuaraan Piala Asia di Qatar ini guys. Jadi dia memang laki-laki yang gentle, salah ngaku salah. Oke.
I was wrong about Indonesia, and I want to throw you under the bus, but I'd like to say you were wrong as well.
Oh, no, I definitely was.
Yeah.
Di sini si Edward mengatakan bahwa dia patut disalahkan dan mengaku salah, tapi rekannya juga secara gentleman mengaku salah juga guys.
We were wrong.
This can be one of my points when we get to the
Perfect.
game.
Yeah, perfect. We were wrong, but more specifically, I was personal with this one. I was wrong about Indonesia because I was recorded on this camera, on this YouTube channel, saying that Indonesia was the worst team at the AFC Asian Cup going into it. It was my prediction. It was my projection. It was what I was assuming based off the research that I had made. I said Indonesia's going to be the worst team here, and that's it. Indonesia, bro, is ahead of schedule. They are doing incredible.
Dia sekali lagi menekankan untuk minta maaf karena dia minta maaf karena prediksinya salah atas dasar Edward sekali lagi menegaskan minta maaf karena asumsinya, prediksinya berdasarkan dari riset yang dia lakukan, tapi semua itu kembali lagi menegaskan bahwa semuanya dia salah. Dan dia bilang Indonesia maju terus dan semuanya menakjubkan atau incredible.
They get this 1-0 victory against Vietnam, proving that they are far and away from being the worst team here at this tournament.
Dengan Indonesia membantai Vietnam 1-0, membuktikan bahwa Indonesia far away from being worst team in the tournament, yang berarti memang Indonesia jauh dari sebutan tim terlemah atau terburuk di turnamen ini guys. Jadi si Edward sekali lagi menegaskan itu.
Oh, yeah. This team has players, this team has a great coach, and this team is developing at such a young age. The youngest team in this.
Edward bilang Indonesia punya pemain-pemain yang bagus, pelatih yang bagus, dan juga Indonesia merupakan tim dengan pemain termuda di turnamen ini. Ini merupakan pujian dari Edward.
Tournament, and I mean that as a compliment. I mean that as something that's a great sign of the development they're trying to do at the foundational level for this program and for this country.
Dengan punya pemain-pemain rata-rata pemain muda yang di Piala AFC ini guys, ini merupakan suatu fondasi yang benar, yang bagus buat Indonesia ke depannya, dan ini merupakan hal yang sangat dia kagumi guys.
Indonesia proved me wrong here with this result over what I thought would be a feisty Vietnam team, basically dominating them and proving to be the better team here.
Sekali lagi Edward menyatakan salah bahwa Indonesia bisa mendominasi pemain-pemain Vietnam yang agresif, feisty Vietnam. Dia bilang itu agresif ya pemain Vietnam, tapi sekali lagi dia menyatakan salah.
And I want to give them credit because I love how they're utilizing the AFC Asian Cup as a stage to give these young players a chance to develop and to show their talents. Marcelino has been playing incredible football for this team.
Edward kasih kredit buat Indonesia atau nilai plus karena mempergunakan kejuaraan Asia Cup ini untuk utilize them atau mempergunakan pemain muda, mengasahnya di pentas yang lebih tinggi, yaitu di pentas Asia ini. Salah satu pemain yang diroketkan atau dipentaskan yaitu Marcelino yang mempunyai bakat yang luar biasa yang disebutkan oleh Edward ini guys. Jadi pandit luar negeri pun memuji penampilan dari Marcelino guys. Oke, kita lanjut.
You got defenders like Walsh, Justin Hubner playing a really great game against this Vietnam side because I criticized their defense. I criticized how they were shaped at the back, but in this game they finally stepped up and they even went as far as to get a clean sheet, bro. And so I'll give them their credit.
Dia juga memuji Sandy Walsh dan Justin Hubner karena di pertandingan sebelumnya dia mengkritik penampilan mereka, tapi di pertandingan ini dia finally step up atau memperbaiki diri dan bertanding lebih baik, dan hasilnya clean sheet melawan Vietnam. Bagus banget guys.
And the thing is, man, I could be critical about Vietnam. I could be about how they approached this match, about their mentality, about the performance they gave overall. But when it comes to a take such as this one, when it comes to the Indonesian people, a result is a result. And so I'm here to say I was wrong about Indonesia. They are not the worst team here at this tournament. And they got a huge victory now against Vietnam 1-0 that just puts them so much more ahead of schedule than I thought they were. And I think is a great sign overall for this country and for this team.
Dia menegaskan bahwa hasil ini adalah hasil yang bagus dan Indonesia maju terus, dan dia mengaku salah lagi karena Indonesia adalah bukan tim terlemah dan terburuk di turnamen ini. Maju terus tim Garuda.
Yeah, they showed against Iraq that they have an electric offense, and that same offense started with the same energy against Vietnam in this match. In the first 30 seconds, they attacked the heart of Vietnam's defense and immediately break them. It was ridiculous. Just unfortunately couldn't finish. But the next 15, 20 minutes, it was just all Indonesia just applying pressure to Vietnam. Then the game kind of slowed down a bit.
Dia bilang mentality pemain Indonesia waktu melawan Irak dan Vietnam sama, langsung menggebrak, menyerang di menit-menit pertama. Sayangnya waktu menit pertama peluang di gawang Vietnam tidak gol karena ditepis ya Philip Nguyen, kiper dari Vietnam tersebut. Jadi mentality timnas Garuda ini menyerang pada awal-awal pertandingan itu seperti yang ditunjukkan waktu lawan Vietnam dan lawan Irak.
You know, Vietnam settled in and it became kind of like a cage fight, more of a midfield battle, if anything. But I actually credit Indonesia here, and you already kind of mentioned it, they got the clean sheet. And I actually think it was by design because, first off, there's a formation change. And then secondly, they weren't as risky going forward.
Dia jelaskan bahwa kasih kredit bahwa kita dapat clean sheet, dan dia bilang ini merupakan suatu perubahan taktik dan formasi sehingga kita dapat menang lawan Vietnam clean sheet.
They were a lot more conservative in their approach, only sending just their forwards when they would go in an attack and making sure they always had coverage at the back. Way more safer way to play because against Iraq, man, like they were just throwing everybody forward. Made for a great spectacle.
Now knowing how good Iraq is, it makes sense to me why they played like that, bro.
Yeah.
Completely fearless football.
Yeah, and that's the word I was just about to use. No matter how they play, whether it's defensive, conservative, or offensive, risky, Indonesia played with zero fear. That's what has impressed me the most over these last two games is they play as if, you know, they're ranked 80. You know, they play as if they're right there with like Bahrain or...
Cara Indonesia main, dia bilang ada dua skema. Pertama, offensive risky waktu lawan Vietnam, dan kedua melawan Irak yaitu konservatif bertahan ya. Tapi dengan itu kita mempunyai hasil bahwa kita harus memperhitungkan harus ada cukup back untuk bertahan melawan gempuran musuh, dan hasilnya cukup bagus, clean sheet lawan Vietnam. Dan cara kita main tuh nggak punya rasa takut atau they don't have fearless battle. Jadi ini merupakan pujian yang sangat bagus dari pundit internasional.
You know, Jordan, for example. Maybe they don't have the exact quality, but as you said, they're the youngest team here, and they're showing that within the next 5-6 years, maybe they actually will be a mainstay in the mid-tier of Asian football. And you know, getting a win at the AFC Asian Cup, what a way to do it. What a way to start that journey. A nice win here. You said you weren't...
Dia bilang sebagai tim rata-rata pemain muda di turnamen ini mungkin dalam 4-5 tahun ke depan Indonesia akan menerobos masuk di jajaran elit timnas di Asia, guys.
Going to be critical about Vietnam. I'm going to go ahead and go for it.
Go for it. You go for it.
Fucking Vietnam, man. Good Lord, dude. What a bad game they had. Because what's crazy is they settled the game down and then they gave Indonesia a goal. They gave it to him. One-on-one defending. The defender has his hands all over him. All over the Indonesian forward. It was stupid, man. What else do you think is going to happen? You think the ref's just not going to see it? You think VAR's not going to look at it? Bro, he fouled him probably like 5 different times in that one play. Of course there's going to be a penalty. It was so stupid, though, because it was right before the halftime, and Vietnam had settled the game. It was 0-0.
Ketika ditanya pendapatnya tentang permainan Vietnam, dia bilang Vietnam effort, terus dia bilang juga Vietnam bego banget, stupid. Karena dia pikir di turnamen ini nggak ada VAR atau nggak wasit nggak ngelihat permainan mereka gitu, cara main mereka. Tangan narik-narik kaos, emang dia pikir wasit ngelihat atau VAR nggak ngelihat. Setelah babak pertama udah mau habis, kejadian seperti itu, bodoh banget kata dia.
Like, Indonesia had lost a little bit of that effort going forward. You were actually winning the defensive battles, and then you give them the goal.
Yep.
And what a big goal, by the way. The captain stepping up, and he needed to.
Oh, the cojones on this man, bro.
Man.
You could feel the stadium get quiet in the build-up to that anticipated penalty because you could tell a big moment was coming for Indonesia in their footballing history, and man, this dude stepped up and finished it perfectly.
Perfectly. When he grabbed the ball, though, I was like, you don't want Strike to take it? You don't want Marcelino to take it? Like, I was like, you sure you want to take this right now, man? No, but he stepped up and he put it away. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
And Indonesia just hold on, and Vietnam...
Dia bilang memuji keberanian dari Asnawi, mentalnya cukup kuat, bagus untuk mengambil momen bersejarah, tendangan penalti, karena dibutuhkan keberanian yang sangat kuat, mental yang sangat kuat untuk menendang penalti di momen seperti itu guys. Asnawi good.
They tried in the second half, but man, like they could barely build a play. They could, and credit to Indonesia for not risking it, staying very sturdy at the back. They did very well to nullify Vietnam, but man, Vietnam had a really, really bad game. What was a cool feature of this game though for Indonesia? Arhan, man, with his long throw-ins. Oh my God.
Goodness.
I've never seen a team utilize it as often as they do.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's like once or twice. Dude, he did it probably like 10 times in this match.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of deadly.
It's a dangerous tactic.
It's
It works.
basically a corner kick once he gets that far off the pitch with the throw-in. So really interesting to see. And honestly, based off of these two performances, Iraq, Vietnam, I'm really glad Indonesia got the win, because if they can get to the knockout stage, a round of 16 match with Indonesia just going, crazy, pure chaos, they could make for a really entertaining match in the knockout stage.
Yeah, I just want to make this a point. I think people think that I have some sort of agenda against Indonesia, that I have some sort of hate in my heart for Indonesia. Nothing could be farther from the truth, man. Because when I watch these football games, it's so hard to not like this team. It really is, man. With the ferocity, the spirit that they have, it's such a likable team, man. I can't say anything else. Like, it's so likable. It's so fun to watch them play this game. Sure, they may not be able to compete with the elite sides of Asia, but the fact that they're willing to try no matter what and just go for it, I always appreciate that and always love that. So after that first game and after the second game now, I'm fully convinced that Indonesia is a team that has proved me wrong in terms of my analysis going into this tournament. But now I'm looking forward to them, bro, because they have now a crazy matchup set up against Japan.
Kali ini juga Eduardo nggak lupa untuk memuji penampilan Arhan yang beberapa kali atau sampai 10 kali kalau melemparkan lemparan ke dalam yang berbahaya ke kotak penalti. Dia bilang senjata ini merupakan senjata yang mematikan dan terus dicoba oleh Indonesia. Penampilan Arhan bagus dan Eduardo juga berharap Indonesia melaju terus ke babak gugur atau babak 16 besar dan terus menggila permainannya, dan walaupun nggak bisa dibandingin dengan tim-tim elit Asia lain, tapi dia terus berharap Indonesia maju terus sampai babak 16 besar. Oke, sekian dulu pembahasannya guys. Kita jumpa lagi di video berikutnya. Jangan lupa subscribe, like, share, dan komen. Oke, thank you.